gentlemen. How are you this morning?
Doing great, Randy. How about yourself?
Great. Had my coffee, and we've got Sean on hand here, and we're going to hit the ground running with coffee talk this morning. So, Sean, I know you had your first competitive season with US Bands this past weekend. Tell Richard and I how it went.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me here. We had our first three events of the weekend. It's always of the season. It's always great to get out there and kind of knock the dust off and see what the schools have been working on, what the educators have been doing, what the students have been striving for some cases 4 to 6 weeks. And it's great to be out there. And I think the two words that have come away from this whole weekend with are joy and enthusiasm. Seeing the kids in their uniforms and playing music and having that vibe before and after the show. A little nervous, a lot of underclassmen taking the field for the first time, and then afterwards they're old hands at this, and they get to be students and get to be young people. We at one of our events we had a wave going all the way around the stadium, so it was really exciting to see that joy and enthusiasm. We've heard so much over the past couple of years. Great to see it.
Yeah, last year felt like such a transitional year. It actually feels like we picked right up where we left off 3 years ago. Isn't that true, Richard?
Absolutely. It's, I was at an event this last weekend as well, and it's just great to see everybody back on the field. And it almost seems like marching band the way it used to be, before COVID. So very, very excited. And Sean, I'm glad your weekend got off to a great start. Can you tell us just a little bit about the classification of bands, just so folks kind of understand how you guys, in terms of enrollment, how you guys enroll bands for your different contests?
Sure. Thanks so much, Richard. We do it slightly differently. We actually classify our bands based on the number of performers. So each
Okay.
each director after band camp, after the dust settles, they go into the database, give us exactly their head count, and then that way they're classified group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't hold me exactly to those numbers, but generally about every 40 or so, right? So we have 1 through
Okay.
40, we have 40 through 60, 60 through 80, 80 through 100, and 100 plus. That's for our national scope. In Texas, we know everything's a little bit different, a little bit bigger. So our sizes are a little bit different, and we see those groups go. We still have some, and we've been making, a lot of friends and a lot of connections with small bands in Texas, and it's terrific. And a small band in Texas is like 60,
Right.
So so we have a group that's kind of up to around 50, and then it kind of goes in 30 or 40 increments, and then that big classification of group 5 goes 180 plus. So we have our hands full with some of those group 5 bands, and we love being able to kind of cater. It's a little bit different, right? Than what they do in many states, because it's based on school enrollment, and we
Hmm.
think this is just a little bit of that point of differentiation that we're able to have bands of like size perform against one another.
That's great. That's great. I just
Hmm.
wanted people to hear that because I wasn't sure that everybody really understood how you guys
Hmm.
did that. So thanks for
Sure,
explaining
sure.
that.
Yeah,
No,
that's
thanks.
great. I know Ludwig Musser is proud to be a presenting sponsor for
Hmm.
the events. And Sean, tell us a little bit, just to finish up here, tell us a little bit
Hmm.
about what you've got coming in the coming weeks as far as the larger stadium events.
Sure. We kind of hit the ground running. Back to how we opened our session here today. We do 8 events this coming week, and then we get into about 18 to 20 events. Most of those are local, so we're supporting the local schools running their home shows. But then we have those events that you're speaking of. We're in Annapolis at the Marine Corps Invitational at Navy and Marine Corps Stadium on October 1st. October 8th, we are at MetLife Stadium, home of the Giants and the New York Jets, outside of New York. And we have 55 bands that day, so it's going to be, those. We have a double
Wow.
panel of judges to be able to get through that one. If I back up a couple of days, on Tuesday, October the 4th, we're at AT&T Stadium. So that's our big stadium week. We're in three of the biggest stadiums we're in all year. And then as we get a little bit later into the season, the 22nd, we start our state championships in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia. And then the following week in October 29th, we're at New England state championships. And then we have 2 New Jersey state championships that we host. And then we get to nationals, and we're back at MetLife Stadium for another 52, 53 bands competing for open class championships, and J. Bernie Crum Stadium, near and dear to many in the marching activity, especially in the DCI realm. We do 2 days of events there. We have just about 70 bands over those 2 days. So a lot of big stadiums, a lot of opportunity for students to put their best foot forward, and we can't wait to see them. We have about, I think I counted them up over the weekend, we have about 1,500 different individual performances throughout the year this year. So like you said, we're back to full throttle as we left off in 2019.
That's awesome. Impacting a lot of kids and a lot of programs.
We love it.
Yep. Well, best of luck to you as you continue to run your events this fall. And again, I know Ludwig Musser is proud to sponsor the events, and we look forward to seeing you down the roads.
Fantastic. We can't wait to see you again. We'll give you an update in another couple of weeks.
All right. Take care, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
All right. See you guys.